Sophie's got what's called a mitochondrial myopathy. Affects people in different ways with Sophie. It affects her muscles. So she's now 2.5 years old. She's completely aware of her surroundings, completely alert, understands everything, but her muscles are so weak that she can't sit, she can't support her own head, she can't stand, walk, she can't eat because she can't swallow. Ultimately what this means is that she lives life on a ventilator because she hasn't even got the muscle strength to breathe adequately on her own. Well, it's very difficult on a day-to-day basis now. It means that Sophie requires 24 hours care. She can never be left on her own at all. And one of the biggest problems is the fact that she doesn't swallow, so therefore she can't clear her airway, she can't clear her secretions, so that needs to be done for her. It means that our home has been opened up now. We have nurses in for much of the day, and certainly we have nurses for 6 nights of a week as well. People tend to think of children on a ventilator as kind of stuck in bed on a ventilator in kind of an intensive care unit, and that's not the case. Ventilators these days are about the size of a laptop. They fit underneath a buggy, so she's completely portable, and we can take her out, and we do make sure that we take her out and make sure that she experiences things that other children her age experience. What we've got is a 9-month-old baby who can't move. You know, she is tied to the bed and is trying to entertain her because she is totally alert of her surroundings. So it's, what do you do with a 9-month-old child to entertain her? So the child tried various things and various toys, and what she took to most was a DVD, which was very good. She had the long concentration span. She watched the DVDs. So we bought various DVDs, and the only one she ever wanted to watch was Barney. So it was Barney for probably about 16 hours a day until she slept, and then when she woke up it was Barney again. And it's kind of gone from there really, and she's liked him ever since. The way it started was I contacted Kids Entertainment, and they said that they couldn't, unfortunately, arrange for Sophie to meet Barney. So then we looked to the dream charities out there and came across Promised Dreams, and they said we would put an application in, and they said yes, we'll help, we'd love to help, and then they jumped on the case, and here we are today. It was a long process, and I know Promised Dreams worked very hard to make this happen. Sophie's enjoyed it very, very much. Sophie's smile's a few and far between because of just pure muscle power that it takes for her to smile. I mean, Sophie smiles with her eyes more than anything, but to actually smile with her mouth really means that she's enjoying whatever she's smiling at, and we had plenty of smiles in there today, so she definitely enjoyed it, yes.
Well, Katie was born with cerebral palsy. That meant that she was unable to use her arms and her legs, but overall she was a very bright little girl who wanted to be involved in life.
She was very aware of everything that was going on around her and talked with her eyes. You know, she knew every member of the family, so she was very switched on, and she knew that she was different to her brother.
Promised Dreams we came across through the reputation, in as much as they help children who want to fulfil their ambitions. It was an adoption for her wheelchair, which fitted on the back of a bike, so we could go on a cycling day out as a family, which I think most families just take it as granted. They can hop on the bike and go for a bike ride, but with a wheelchair you can't do that. There are adoptions out there, but they're very expensive.
The world was our oyster really. It was much easier to get out and about with this lovely.
Yeah, and it suddenly opened up a whole
new world, really, didn't it?
Different set of, well, we can do this now.
We could include things, you know, and it was lovely for our son as well. You know, they used to look at each other as they were on their, well, as Katie was in her sort of buggy and Christopher was on his bike, they would look at each other as if to say, oh, we're doing normal things that normal brothers and sisters do. It benefited the whole family and the ripple effect, also the grandparents, everybody was happy to see us happy really. So it doesn't just affect one child, it affects an awful lot more people. Fundamentally, the whole family, yes.
Not too long after her 7th birthday, we found her dead in bed the one morning, which was tragic, and we're still coming to terms with that. I don't think you ever do completely come to terms with it. I think you learn to live around it. So we're so glad that during her 7 years we managed to fit so much in, and we're so much to thank.
Eternally grateful to Promise Dreams for what they did for us, because they for a little while we were able to live our life as a normal family. It was just, it meant so much to us, and we can only thank them from the bottom of our heart. And anyone who's even thinking twice about helping the charity, I'd say absolutely go for it, because speaking from the heart, it made such a big difference to us, and we'll be eternally grateful to Promise Dreams. And we know we did everything we could for our little girl while she was here, and she lived a life in 7 years that some people probably don't live in 70, we just did everything that we could, and we didn't let the disability stop anything really. Basically nothing is unachievable if you try hard enough, and they really did make the difference for us.
Maisie was diagnosed on May the 12th, 2010, acute myeloid leukemia. She was then admitted into the hospital where her treatment started.
The day after.
Yeah.
She had a Hickman line put in and chemotherapy straight away. That was the first block, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's two main kinds of leukemia, ALL and AML. And now we know that AML is the one that you don't want, because that's the more aggressive one.
Maisie was sat in a cot, as I recall it now.
Mm-hmm.
She was sat in a cot playing with a toy that I just bought her. Totally unaware, and me and Leanne both broke down in flood of tears, wasn't it? And Maisie just looked at us,
Mm-hmm.
smiled, didn't she? You could see, what's the problem? All Maisie did was
watch Fifi. We've got umpteen
she watched
DVDs.
hours,
Yeah.
hours and hours a day,
In the hospital, somebody bought a little portable DVD player, and she would just have it on. She would walk about carrying it, because that's
even when
her
she was
access to
unwell.
Fifi.
When she was having the chemotherapy, even when she was unwell, we used to put the DVD player on her pillow. Maisie just lie there,
And she just
and she'd even smile.
Yeah.
She used to love it. She absolutely adored Fifi and the flower tots. Absolutely adored them. Maisie's face was, as you've seen just now, it was an absolute picture, and it was her dream. Yeah, it was a fabulous day, absolute fabulous day.
And the sun was shining. You couldn't have asked for it to be any different, could you?
No. Well, Maisie passed on 4 days after Fifi visited. She got back into her buggy and she went back to sleep. And from then on, she really didn't regain consciousness, did she? On the morning of September the 6th, 2010, Leanne awoke me, because we both stayed in the hospital with Maisie, and said that Maisie was awake. We jumped out of bed, and she was looking at me, and we couldn't move her. We couldn't pick her up because she was so weak and so much in pain because of the leukemia cells
Just crushing.
was crushing her bones. So we couldn't just pick her up. We couldn't do that. So I put my arm underneath her pillow, and I was saying daddy things to her, like, hello Maisie, I've seen you, you're my darling. Within 40 seconds, she took her last breath in my arms, and just a devastating morning, absolutely devastating. We knew she was going to pass, but nothing can prepare you. Nothing can prepare you until it actually happens. No way. When parents are in a position like we are, and other parents around the country, at that time, it means a lot to see your child smile. And so Promise Dreams done that, so yeah, we're very, very important people.
I can't remember the time scale of when we started to arrange it and when we had Fifi, but it wasn't long.
Now, Promise Dreams
Wasn't long.
Gave my little girl her dream.
Yeah.
They did that. Please donate.
Please keep Promise Dreams able to do what they've done for Maisie.
And obviously the
Because
children. It means so much, and these children
they go
through these terrible illnesses.
hell.
They go through these terrible illnesses, and they just want to try to be normal. But Promise Dreams help them to be normal, and it really, really do make a difference to those children. It makes a massive difference. Trust me, I've seen it.